Hey guys, so I lost incredible lighting of that day, and don't mind my hair, it's like extremely long, and I'm trying to figure out what if I want to keep it or want to go fully long. Anyways, back to The Craft by Dorothy Morrison. Right now we're at the page 109, and it's the part where it's the circle. And I want you guys to read the part 3 right here, the circle magic thing. Circle magic little nursery rhyme. I want you to read that part and just read it over and over again. I like to say there is so many things that you can learn from that little poem, if you will. And I really love it. The last part is pretty cool. And we are reborn by the moon and the sun. And just when we think the trip is over and done, we find the circle has only just begun. Amazing. So anyways, now since we got all of our exercises, all of our magical tools kind of equipped, concentrated, created, concentrated, and amped up for the abilities of casting circles. Now you can cast a circle at any time if you want. You don't have to go through all those exercises just to cast a circle. I mean, simple is simple. You can just cast a simple circle if you want. It is all about preference. Now the thing that I want to lay on here before we start talking about the preparations and whatnot, for my belief system, I rarely cast a circle in my room. For the fact is it's really hard because I have a bed right in the middle of nowhere, and as you guys kind of see, my room is full of everything, so it's really hard to walk around on the bed, off the bed. Sometimes I don't even have a middle point in my room because my bed is in the middle point. My foot right here in the bed is the middle point, so it's really hard to find a middle point. Yada yada yada. So what I do for my thing is I charge my walls with the certain elements, and I keep recharging them over and over. I was running this ideal by Moonlight Opal, and she says, hey, I want you to light like a candle to reprogram it, or to amp it up, or turn it on, or to infuse more power into it and more protection, like an incense, kind of like imbued it. And so I took her idea, and I took my idea, and I made a little baby, and I thought that maybe each part that I use for elemental wise, I use it with like the candle, the incense, the bowl of water, some little bit of soil. So I have all my elemental walls charged up. I have the sky to be the sun and the moon and stars to charge us up, and I have the earth to block off, cut off the flow of unwanted energies seeping in from underneath. So pretty much I create a box, and then I create, for my door and window, I create a screen to filter off anything that's unwanted, that doesn't have the rights to be here. So I kind of do that to kind of stop. So that being said, I rarely cast a circle here. I cast circles outside because Lord knows what kind of energies you're working outside, because it's outside of my bounds. So I create a sanctuary, and whatever's out of my sanctuary, my castle, it's untrusted territory at that moment. So I cast a circle. So the preparations that she has here is first, the ritual bath, the purification bath, the cleansing bath, the spiritual bath. There's so many ways. But what happens if you don't have a bath and you have to work with a shower? This is going to be really hard because in this ritual, it's actually geared towards bath. So for me, who is a very quick-minded person, once I feel like I need to do a spell and I'm equipped for it, I need to actually take a shower fast. I take a quick shower and come out. Here's where preferences comes in a little more. Your own little rituals come in a little more. So with a shower, for the substitute for the ritual bath section, I take a shower and I visualize the water cleansing away, and I visualize freshly waterfall water, fresh smell and everything, and I visualize the bottom part being like muddy and dirty and being sucked down the drain. That's how I visualize negative tenor. I need to reprogram my language there. Unwanted energies that I do not want. Things that have no rights, cluttered, undesiredness energy, everything off of me. So, but I do have a bath here, and I do take baths, but the only time I take ritual baths is when I really sincerely have time and really need this ritual to go with a big bang. So that being said, there's certain circle sizes and boundaries and how to create boundaries. Outside, it depends on what season. I usually use a huge long string that I tie, and it's it's pink, red, and black. Sorry, it's pink, red, and black, and it's to symbolizes the triple aspect. And then for a simple like sun ritual that I'm going to use, I would actually use like a white cord and go around. Salt, I don't like using salt as much because salt harms the grass. It kind of eats it up or demolishes or burns it. And I don't want to do that to my grass. So I kind of avoid certain salt things. When I first started out with Wicca, I used salt in this room. I had to literally park my bed up against the wall, get all like formal with it, and did a ritual, and that was pretty intense. So anyways, the altar. Once you cast your circle using your Antheme or wand, whatever preference you use, it's time to charge the altar. Here's a section where she has where you charge the altar. You literally say, hey, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. She has a little diagraph here, where it talks about where you should set your altar, what it should face and everything, and that's all preference as well. But the big thing I want to talk about is the cleansing the area. I like to do this on a regular basis within my room. I use this as kind of the cleansing, more of charging. It's more of a cleansing. You use the elements to go around, then you cast your circle, then you call the corners. Casting a circle is really simple. You can go 3 times, starts with the east, go around 3 times to lap over, and then when you're about to end, you start from north and you kind of unwind out. It's kind of like, think of a spiral or a spring you're doing. Calling the quarters, which is I'm really big on. I love that. Here's where another preference choice is, the invoking of the Lord and Lady, the goddess or god. I like to use Lord and Lady every now and then. And every now and then I kind of like want to do God and Goddess. Or every now and then I just want to not do any of them. And then the actual part where you do the ritual, whatever it is, Esbats. I incorporate some bots for myself. Esbats and Sabbats. And just typical rituals, whatever you need to do. And then the fun party part, where after you did this charging up this energy and charging this cone of power, you kind of release it. And then it's time to relax, because I just did something. I just amped up energy. Here's where the kind of the grounding comes in. So this is cakes and wines, and you kind of go back and forth, and then you thank and release the Lord and Lady or deities, and you thank and release the elementals, the quarters, and then you release the corners, or the circle. And then you kind of do an offering to the Lord and Lady afterwards, saying, hey, this is, since I had this, cakes and juice, here's your guys' partake into it. And there's like a little, she has right here on page 125, she has a circle setup ritual checklist. This is a very good thing. Write this down. I think it's better if you write it down versus you just copy it right off of it with a copy machine. Write this down in your handwriting and have this as your checklist on the side of your altar or somewhere where you can actually look off and look at it and say, I done this, this, and this, and this. And so you can program in your head what's what. When you're doing circle castings, you can incorporate more than just yourself. You can have up to, I think, 13 people at one point, but you can have as many as you want as a circle. More the merrier, but still you can actually do it by yourself. I've been a solitary for X amount of years, and I've been doing it by myself, and I feel it's a lot better to do it by myself, because then I don't have to worry about anyone not in the mood to do it or whatever. I can work with just me. So circle casting is pretty simple. It's pretty basic. You can go formal if you want it, go traditional, or you can go just like me, the way whatever it works. So till then, thank you guys for watching and subscribing. Blessed be.